Welcome to the One Album a Day Challenge album recap of January 7th to January 10th, 2026. Every day of 2026, I will be listening to a new album I haven't listened to before. At the end of the day, I will write a review in my notes app and I post the screenshots here on TikTok. And at the end of the week, I will make a compilation of all my reviews and post them on my Patreon. On January 7th, I had a bonus album, which means I listened to an extra album that wasn't planned before. And we will go into that really soon. But first, let's go into the first album. The first album I listened to on January 7th was Virgin by Lorde. Going into this album, I thought I wasn't gonna like it. I did not like Hammer, and I also did not like What Was That before listening to the full album in last October, I think. So I went into this thinking like I did not like What Was That, I did not like Hammer, so I'm probably not gonna like this record, but there needs to be this one song that I'm just gonna love for the rest of my life and just gonna be happy about having found. And it just needed to be there. There needed to be a song that I would be loving for the rest of my life. So when I started listening this album, I started with Hammer. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna like this, but I'm just gonna push through. But when I first listened to Hammer on this challenge, I was like, why did I not like this song? And the same thing happened with What Was That? They still ended up as my bottom two songs of this album, but they're actually like really good. They're so good. But every other song on this album is miles and miles better. And I eventually found that song that I was like, I need to find this one song that I will love for the rest of my life, that will change my life, that will like be important for the rest of my life. I found that on this album. And my favorite song on this album is Broken Glass. I love that song. I love that song. Lorde is speaking about her mental health problems of like a few years ago and how she's feeling great right now and how she just wants to tell her old self, like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna be better. We're gonna be recovered from all of these issues. And yeah, that hit just a certain emotion for me because in 2025 and 2024, I was going through a lot mentally, and that eventually also manifested itself physically. And I'm not going to go into detail with that, but right now, since turning 22 last September, I have been feeling amazing. And I want to also say to myself, like a year ago, 2 years ago, but also when I was younger and I was going through secondary school and my mental health was also at a really bad place. I just want to say to them, it's gonna get better. You're gonna feel great once you turn 22, and life is gonna be a lot easier, and it's gonna be fun. And this song really like worded it in the best way possible for me. And I loved it. I loved it. And that's all I have to say right now about this album. But I really want to discuss this album in the comments because I loved it a lot. Next up in this recap, there are two albums by the same K-pop band called NMIXX. I listened to Every 304 Forward in preparation for my January 8th album called Blue Valentine. Forward was an album I really did not like. There were 6 songs on this album, and I liked 2 of them. Those were Ocean and Know About Me. The other 4 songs had like elements I did like, but I did not like the full song, sadly, and I'm not gonna go back to this album. I have put Ocean and Know About Me in my 2026 playlist, so I will be listening to those 2 songs, but Forward was just not a project for me. What was a project for me, though, was Blue Valentine, because those songs were amazing. And I feel like NMIXX really showed their talent in this album. My favorites from that album were Podium and Rico. I really did not know that they also had like songs with lyrics in Spanish. Found that out later that this is not the only album where there are lyrics in Spanish. I also listened to Break a few days ago. Um, yeah, Blue Valentine was just an amazing album, and I'm gonna keep it at that. It was just really good. I really wanted to dance during this album at like a lot of songs. It's just a really good album. It's a really fun album. It's a really good album. I really want to listen to more by NMIXX. Next up is the album of January 9th, and that was Ariana Grande's Eternal Sunshine, Brighter Days Ahead, which is the deluxe version. I did not listen to this album when it originally came out, so pre deluxe, because at that moment, the promo tour for Wicked just started. We had Ariana Grande in the news almost every single day about something in her private life, which was so unneeded. And then this album just came out, and I heard Yes and I heard The Boy Is Mine, and I was like, I'm gonna skip this album for a little bit and just wait for the deluxe because it was already talked about by Ariana Grande that there would be a deluxe somewhere in the next year. So I was like, I'm just gonna skip it right now. I'm gonna listen to the deluxe when that comes out. And then I've only found out that the deluxe was released in November. And I was in November, I was just busy with a lot of stuff in my life. So I was like, I'm not gonna have the time to listen to this album. And when I started this challenge, the one album a day challenge, I was like, I'm just gonna listen to this album on a single day and I'm gonna rank it. And I did because I'm now talking about it. Um, I love this album, but I did not really like the original tracks. I love the deluxe tracks more. My bottom six are all original tracks. There were 13 tracks on the original album. One of them was an interlude. One of them was the intro. The intro got an extended version on the um, deluxe album. So I did not rank the intro. I did not rank the interlude. Um, and just from all of the other songs, the original tracks were in my bottom six of the ranking. While the deluxe tracks were all above that, and I love them all. I love them all. The lowest was Hempstead. The highest was, I believe, either Past Life or Dandelion. And my favorite song of them all was an original track, which surprised me because I thought it was going to be a deluxe track for the longest time. But then I listened to Supernatural another time, and I was like, I'm just going to put this on repeat. And I did for an hour. And then I just went forward with like the rest of the album and just like really making sure I was going to write the best review ever and I was going to rank every song as fairly as possible. And yeah, Supernatural, it's an amazing song. It has voice effects on Ariana Grande's voice. I think it's a really good pop track. It has really, really good catchy lyrics. And yeah, that song is amazing. This album is amazing. I will still say I still don't like The Boy Is Mine. I still don't like Yes and the original tracks were just not as good as the deluxe tracks. On January 10th, I listened to Lux by Rosalía, and as someone who loves learning languages, this album was amazing. But I do have one critique on the languages part. I wanted to hear some more lyrics in Catalan. Because I love the Catalan language. I know you're from Catalonia, and I just had expected like more Catalan to be on this album. Um, Overall, this album was really good, but it wasn't as renewing for me as it was for other people. I listen to a lot of music like this. There's a lot of music like this in the Eurovision spheres. So, like the national selections for Eurovision and also Eurovision itself. And as someone who has loved Eurovision for like the majority of his life, this just sounded like a random national selection from Portugal or Spain or Italy of a certain year in Eurovision. So it wasn't as renewing for me as it was for others. It was amazing. My favorite song from this album was La Yugular, which was the song with lyrics in Arabic. I almost cried during that song. It was just that amazing. And yeah, that's what I have to say about the albums of this small period of time in 2026. I hope to discuss them with you in the comments.